So, I guess in some positive news, Microsoft has closed their deal on purchasing Activision Blizzard. So that is hopefully a good thing. So far it has been. They have revitalized the servers on the Xbox 360, or I guess just the old titles, the old Call of Duty titles on the Xbox. So that's been nice. No word on PC or PlayStation though. So yeah.
That's
Um,
because the 360 was the only relevant console back then.
well, yeah. Map packs 30 days early. Yeah, all that good stuff.
It was all 360.
Um, Other good news, it seems that PlayStation has signed a deal with Microsoft to continue releasing Call of Duties for the next 10 years, I think. So that's good news there. But that it about stops right there. Well, depending on how you look at it, the remainder of this stuff is mostly Modern Warfare 3 stuff, which I have said before, I cannot be less excited about it. Yeah, how what are your hype excitement levels, Skull Basher, for Modern Warfare 3?
Well, it's a game
Uh-huh.
that I'm probably never going to buy.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I
So
saw that the big news that was just leaked was that the UI, the user interface, is going to be exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2, except it's blue. So
it's going to be
they're
like
doing some great work over there. What was
it's
that?
going to you know that office screen where it's like corporate wants you to spot the difference between this picture and that picture, and she's like they're the same picture.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 is going to be.
It just and Modern Warfare 1 too. Like there's okay, I guess there was some slight differences in like Warzone 2, but nothing to like write home about. It it's another Call of Duty. It's another Call of Duty release, modern Call of Duty. It just
Yeah. So to kind of expand upon what Kyle was saying, so tonight this is July 16th of 2023, and all night this guy on Twitter named Bob Network UK has been leaking a bunch of stuff about Modern Warfare 3, and like you said, one of them here, I have a list. The UI looks a lot similar to Modern Warfare 2's UI, which of course people have been praising constantly. People since the beta, they have been like, dude, this UI, it's just like a streaming service. Keep it in the game. So Infinity Ward listens to their fans. They kept it in the game. Of course, that's not true at all. People have been complaining about it ever since its conception, and not a single bit of it has been changed, despite Infinity Ward saying that they would change it. And anyway, off to a great start. So, and perks are categorized into different pieces of gear, like gloves, helmets, and boots. And what this makes me think of is, okay, so what was also leaked is that the perks in the game will be tied to the different types of gear, like the boots and helmet and gloves. And what I personally think is that they're going to do something like what they did in DMZ this year, where they add pay-to-win bundles where you could get like special buffs and stuff to use in DMZ with certain operators. I think that they're going to do that with certain gear. They're going to add different stat changing stuff to the gear if you buy it through bundles. That's just my opinion. And this thing is actually a good one, I think. War mode from World War II is going to return. I was a huge fan of War from Call of Duty World War II and multiplayer. Had a lot of fun, a lot of memories on that. Red dots on minimap. Why Infinity Ward took it away, I don't know, but that's coming back. And the Ninja perk, or as close to Dead Silence as we can get these days, is going to return. So, yeah, there it is.
yeah, I had to laugh when because it was almost exactly the moment that the Microsoft deal went through. There was an update that went out that made these old games playable again. It's insane that they had a patch ready, and I'm being slightly facetious here, but it's true. Like they had a patch ready that made these old games playable again, and it just it boggles my mind. It's almost like the fans were right, and it was this big conspiracy theory that Call of Duty wanted the old games to not be playable, so people would have to go to the new games and buy their bundles.
Yeah, honestly.
I saw a tweet today. Someone was talking about Black Ops 2. There's 10,000 people online on Black Ops 2 today.
Last I checked, 110,000 on Black Ops 1. And like 9,000 on the original Modern Warfare 3. Crazy player numbers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there's still modders and rankers right now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's why plutonium exists.
Yeah.
So, Skull Basher, kind of expanding on the whole Microsoft acquisition, what do you hope that they will change with the Call of Duty franchise moving forward?
I'm hoping they have better security for their games and consoles and systems because, like, yeah, they got a patch and everybody can play like the older Call of Duties, but that shit doesn't matter if your IP is going to get leaked on whatever console. I mean, like Cold War. We talked about this last time you had me on the Cold War situation with, you know, because it's cross-platform. Anybody can get your information just basically playing on a console. So moving forward, I'm really hoping that they kind of like amp up their security so like that shit doesn't happen. Because like no one buys the game just to not play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think all these games on my shelf beg to differ, but that I haven't finished.
Yeah, but unless those games have people leaking your IP, I don't think they're in trouble there.
True.
Well, no, I agree with that. Like, I don't know how you move a franchise forward. I don't know how you put a product out there that is potentially dangerous because, I mean, even though the rating on the game says M, we know it's 13-year-old Timmy playing Call of Duty 99% of the time.
Christmas news.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I couldn't agree with you more because like BO3 on PC, if you're not playing on the BO3 boy client, you know, it's not safe to play. People have had, you know, the whole computer taken over, files stolen, ID, you know, everything has been stolen, and that should be like first thing that they're concerned about with any multiplayer title. You would hope, anyways.
Nope, just bundles and lame crossovers. Like sorry, I had to step away and turn off my fan, so I didn't hear half of what you said. But like, and what I mean by that is recently Call of Duty had a crossover with the boys. They added 3. Well, they're adding them like over time, but they added 3 operators: Starlight, Homelander, and Black Noir. And I think it's fair to charge money for licensed characters like that. Whether those characters should cost the same amount as a whole game is up for debate. And then everything else beyond that is just kind of like bland. There's like spray paint on one of the Warzone maps, and that's it. The rest you can pay your way for the content.
So I haven't heard, and I've followed it close enough to know the deal went through and kind of a few of the details, but do we know what happens to Bobby?
I think he gets a big payout and then he's out, maybe.
Gets the golden parachute and he's out of there, huh?
So basically, like Microsoft is basically taking over Activision, basically. Like they're in charge now of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you think like a change like that would be good, but you also got to take into consideration too that it's a new company too, so you got to make sure like, you know, yeah, it's good that this deal goes through, but it also has to be like a good change too. You can't just hope and like you can't just have a false sense of hope about this either, because like sure Bobby's gone, but that doesn't mean someone else could just step in and just be like exactly like Bobby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a grain of salt.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. Well, what was it? Is it Phil Spencer? Is that the CEO of Xbox?
Yeah.
What did he say about Redfall? He say it was a good game. It was a great game. Or am I misquoting? I might be misquoting. I can't remember. But
It's a game.
it's
Mm-hmm.
a game. Yeah, it's a game on the internet. No, I agree with you. I to answer your question, you asked Skull Basher earlier, but what I'm hoping to see, aside from the security issues fixed, I would love to see I think what they did, what Microsoft, Xbox, Bungie, whoever it is, I don't actually know who was in charge of the MCC, the Master Chief Collection. I would love to see a faithful remaster of all the old Call of Duties. I think that would be great. Get them all on one platform, so you could play Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1, or and I think we're closer to getting that now than we ever have been, because they did go back and do that. Maybe not all the Call of Duties. That would be a huge undertaking, but they did that with the old Halo games, and I would love to see that. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
I won't hold my breath, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they're pretty much halfway there, I guess. Every game I've seen is pretty populated, so there's
yeah.
obviously an audience for that, especially on Black Ops One.
I mean, like I like the UI better in the older Call of Duty games than the new
Yeah,
Call of Duty. I mean, like every UI in the older Call of Duties was unique to that game, and now it's just the same UI from Modern Warfare 2019 to now, basically.
yeah. And you hop on Cold War, and there's a big advertisement for Warzone 2.0 on the screen.
Thank God I don't shell out money for that shit.
Yeah.
It's effectively just a big funnel now that's just taking you. That's why I said at the beginning. People said it was crazy conspiracy theory of the Call of Duty community, but why now are the games playable now that this deal's going through? I mean, I may be getting out there a little. You guys can tell me if I am, but it was effectively everything was a funnel. Cold War on was a funnel to get you to the store to buy microtransactions. Which
Hmm.
you can't even call them microtransactions anymore, because they cost more than most full price games.
Yeah. They're macro transactions now.
Exactly.
You're just DLC at this point. paid paid DLC.
Yeah. Nah. Well, like my answer to my question would be is that it seems that most of their content is being pushed toward bundles and paid things instead of actual content like maps and modes and stuff. Like I don't know how many years do we have to not how many like Call of Duty games must not launch with like gun game or capture the flag or like iconic game modes that have been there since like the first few games, and they're added in over the year, and by that point people are just tuned out of it, but they put in so many bundles and just uh cash grabs just to try and reach into your wallet. And I think I'm hoping that Microsoft will kind of ease off that a bit and just put more time and effort into actual content like maps, modes, whatever. Just not bundles. I'm sick of hearing the word bundle. It means nothing now.
Well, I mean, Treyarch's next game is not until next year, so I mean, I'm kind of hoping with the Microsoft deal that they have some say as to what is going to go into that Call of Duty.
Hmm. Yeah.
So this was a thought I had the other day, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of out there, and I know it's not true.
Okay.
But so you guys know, I'm sure you both know, Jason Blundell effectively was kicked out of Treyarch, left Treyarch after Black Ops 4, during Black Ops 4. And
Mm-hmm.
he went on to form Deviation Games with, I don't remember the other guy's name. They formed their new studio. Well, Jason left about a year ago. Did you guys know that? He
Hmm.
left Deviation Games.
I
Yeah.
think I heard about that.
What if? What if?
What if?
What if they're bringing him back?
Okay.
They're gonna bring him back to Treyarch.
That's like Call of Duty being like, yeah, we're going to add the Mark II to Cold War. It's never going to happen.
It's not true. It was just a funny thought I had. But
Yeah.
I have high hopes for it because it's got to be better than what Activision has been doing lately. It's got to be better than what Bobby was doing. Which, I mean, basically, Bobby was preparing they call it the golden parachute, because when the company goes under or is bought out, the CEO normally gets kicked out. And they call it the golden parachute because they get a big payout to leave and they're gone. And, I bet you he walks away with 150 million. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but they were bringing in so much money with Warzone. It's insane. Not only Warzone, it's Blizzard too. That's World of Warcraft. That's Diablo. That's like everything.
More importantly, mobile games. Those mobile games make way more money than like the PC and console games combined. So
It's true.
yeah.
Well, you guys don't have phones. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I have high hopes, but at the same point, seeing what they've done with Halo Infinite over the last couple of years isn't super promising.
No.
Because they just had their new season after like 4 months or something. Like no new content except for this new season in like 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's bone dry from what I hear. I haven't played it in a while, but
Yeah, I haven't really ever been a Halo player, but from what I hear, like I follow the Act Man quite a bit, and when Halo launched and over the past couple years, he's been like, oh yeah, this new Halo's great. Next video, why is it mediocre? Next video, why am I quitting Halo? Next video, how can Halo fix itself? It's just, yeah. Hopefully they don't do that with COD. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it effectively, it's the way right now. It's the way Call of Duty used to be. You'd go 4 or 5 months with no new content. They weren't shoving bundles down your throat. Every tweet from Call of Duty wasn't a new bundle, and it's basically, I think, the way Call of Duty used to be. You would wait 3 or 4 months for a new zombies map or whatever it was. People would play it, and then the game would die again. So.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we'll see. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope there are bright days on the horizon for Call of Duty fans. But...
Mm-hmm.
Only time will tell, basically.
Yeah.
Is there anything else y'all wanted to say about the new game-changing next-gen Call of Duty?
Well, I do want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I hope that, like, with this deal now, that, like, if someone were to make, like, a safer Call of Duty client to play on, that like, Microsoft won't cease and desist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if they're really, like, saying, hey, we're going to open our lobbies and make them play it, but they still got modders running around, like, ruining the fun, it doesn't really make sense, really, to cease and desist the people trying to, bring life back to those games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. I agree with you. I will say the funniest thing I did see out of the whole deal was it shows everything that basically Xbox owns now, which is every gaming IP basically, except for the one Sony owns, obviously. But then it's a meme of oh shoot, what's his name? Is it Harry? Spider-Man 1 and 2, Peter Parker's friend.
Yeah.
Is it Harry?
Yeah.
Harry Osborn. And then it's like, oh, at least I got Spider-Man, and he's basically just like, because that's really all they've got going for him now. I mean, they have God of War, they have a few other things, but it's this huge line of content on the Xbox side, and Sony is just, they're kind of, they'll never be bone dry, but it is a massive amount of games on the Xbox side compared to just what Sony has.
Mm-hmm.
PC better though.
So.
Yeah.